Welcome, everyone, to AVA Live Radio. This is your host, Jacqueline Jack. So happy to be here with you on this daily Jax report. AI and the music industry pros and cons. Oh, my goodness. Can we even turn on the computer without hearing about AI generated music? It seems like it came hard and it came fast, even though we knew it was coming. Navigating the inundated AI generated music content is already crazy and overwhelming. I mean, as a music curator, I can honestly say it is crazy. I am not only thankful that I can recognize most of the AI generated content in my inbox, but wow, does it ever make me appreciate the skills and crafts of the true songwriter, because AI just isn't there yet for me. I don't know about you guys. And I know that there are a lot of really good tracks out there, like maybe some electronic music that you absolutely love that's been AI generated. But in the newsletter today, I am going to cover how it is affecting us and this technology in the music industry and how it relates to us in the pros and cons. The music industry, as you know, has always been at the forefront of technology. It's always changing, as is our show, ever evolving and always changing because things are always changing. The music industry has always been one of those technology driven things, but it does face a lot of challenges. The way we consume music has evolved drastically over the years. I mean, I remember getting into this radio show before we really thought YouTube was a thing, and definitely we didn't have Spotify when I started. And now Spotify bought the radio show. So, it's incredible how things have changed and how we've had to evolve through this technology. But we consume music every single day in the ways that are offered to us. So when you don't put your music out there in those ways, you're kind of creating a barrier for yourself. So you can't fight it. You have to kind of go with it. Now, some people are going with AI and some people are not, but you don't even realize that your daily music experience is probably linked to AI in some way. The way we consume music right now is usually through Spotify, but from vinyl to cassette tapes to CDs and now streaming, you can see how that has evolved. However, the industry is now facing a new challenge, an inundation of music content. I mean, we're talking in the thousands and millions of tracks being launched. You thought 60,000 tracks a day was a lot to go through? Well, how about millions? Because it is done so quickly. The industry is now facing this challenge, and all of this music content is overwhelming. The AI generated music is like its own industry in itself. It's its own animal. The industry is about to experience a flood of these tracks on all the streaming platforms, and you're already seeing this whack-a-mole sensation of Drake and The Weeknd and popular artists trying to catch each one of these tracks and get them unlisted. It's crazy. I think Spotify has stepped up somewhat, and they are hopefully not allowing the AI generated music that doesn't come from the original artist. But still, there's SoundCloud, there's YouTube, there's all kinds of other spaces. And I think we are going to face a time in music where a Napster comes back, because essentially that was the place where you could get bootlegged music. Well, AI generated music is going to be bootlegged music. It's going to be music that sounds like the original person but isn't. And you know what? I've got something to tell you about humanity in this episode, so stay tuned. However, the industry is now facing this challenge, right? And all of this music's coming in. The industry is about to experience a flood, which it already is. And I don't think that the current tools are up to snuff. I just don't think that they are going to be enough to navigate this new world of music. That's why I think that there will be platforms where people will just host AI generated versions of everything. The need for advanced tools, though, to help the music industry continue to survive and thrive has never been more urgent. So I am seeing different companies step up to the plate and start to introduce things like this. And I think it's really important. Let's look at AI and its benefits. Let's look at the benefits of AI music, artificial intelligence as a whole, and how it's a powerful tool. It's a tool that can help the music industry in many ways. AI has already been integrated into music streaming services where it is used to personalize recommendations for listeners, i.e., Spotify. But the potential of AI really isn't there yet. It's far beyond that, and we need it to be really fast, especially to catch up with what's going on in music right now. As you can see on the left side of my screen, if you're watching the video version of this podcast, I have so many artists to show you, correct? I mean, we at AVA Live Radio launch new music every day to the point of over 70 new tracks come onto our station in rotation every single day. Now, these are not AI generated tracks either. These are real artists who are serving up really good music, quality artists, people who have developed their skills and are really trying to make their way in music and offer something very special to people. So please go and support avaliveradio.com or .info and link up with some of those artists and listen to our shows. But AI can help artists discover their audiences and target their music. Promotional efforts, we use AI when we run ads. We use AI on Spotify to try. Unfortunately, some people try to game the system, which doesn't work because they get shut down. So Spotify uses AI to find those artists who are using AI to try to cheat the system by purchasing bot streams, which generate thousands of plays. But at the same time, that increases the revenue, which cuts into Spotify, and they don't like that. So you definitely can't do it to up your play counts. It's not the right thing to do, and it's an unfair advantage. Although I can say there have been so many reports that I have covered on this news channel where top artists, and I will not name names, have used it to benefit their streaming to stay in the game and get on the Billboard charts. But we'll talk about that on another episode. It can also help music industry professionals detect copyright infringement, piracy more efficiently, and even assist in music composition. In other words, even on AVA Live Radio here, when we launch a track and it is properly reported, which our staff takes the time to do that, what happens is AI kicks in and directs the royalties to the artist through Spotify. So AI is really helpful in a lot of ways, even though it's being used to generate copywritten tracks, right? Copy tracks of artists that sound like artists that they haven't made. And then you're benefiting because that artist has developed a brand. But in one sense of the word here, I mean, the problem is that they have no control over the content. And so therefore, it could be a track they don't want out or they don't like or that doesn't really reflect who they are as an artist. And that's the problem. AI generated music, though, is one of the most significant impacts of artificial intelligence in music industry today. Without a doubt, it will be the creation of AI generated music that really affects us. But we've already seen the negative side of this beast, right? With Drake and The Weeknd and everyone else. How are artists able to use this to help them? Well, I went over a couple of those things, right? Because they're getting their royalties generated properly. And Spotify did remove 10,000s of tracks that were AI generated songs coming off of a platform called Boomy. That is a website that creates music and allows you to distribute it. 7% of the songs created with AI generated music service Boomy was removed from their website. Now, the reason why they didn't remove the rest is because they stated that those tracks were allegedly using bots to boost the streaming numbers. So far, every track I've seen Spotify remove has been based on streaming numbers. Kind of sad, really, because that means that a lot of tracks are getting through, which means a lot of bad music will always get through. But, look, there's good and bad to music anyway, right? Advances in AI have gotten to the point where the technology can quickly create new songs like Heart on My Sleeve that sounds like they worked it out from the real artist. And I think because it comes from stems. Now, there's an artist coming up in this article that talks about what she is doing to generate AI music and how it's actually a go with the flow kind of focus for her right now. But how does AI generate music? Well, AI generates music through algorithms. They analyze vast amount of existing music on catalogs and use that information to compose new pieces of music. While this technology is still in its early stages, it has the potential to revolutionize the music industry, and I think it already is. However, this also raises many questions. Will AI music lead to the homogenization of music? And if music all sounds really similar due to AI generated music, what role will human creativity play in a world where much of the music is generated by machines? The answer to that question seems clear to me. Unless AI generated music gets significantly more genuine and realistic, humans will still need to create tracks that are heartfelt with really skilled performances. I still have not heard any AI generated tracks that to me have the heart of the artist. I've always felt that with all the technology we have in music creation, there's nothing that can beat the passion, the excitement of listening to an artist who has perfected their musical skills through really hard work. That's what I celebrate on my show every day. I celebrate those artists who are rising, who are doing well, who are expanding their vocal range and are playing amazing guitars and are inspiring me with the music that they play. But in my book, talent always shines. It shines through, especially in an AI-generated world. And I really, truly believe that it will continue to shine through, even if other things become popular. But there's a moral issue here. Should AI bring dead artists' vocals back to life? The use of dead artists' vocals has added yet another layer of legal and ethical uncertainty to a debate over the use of AI-generated music. According to a story in the Washington Post that I read this morning, in late April, Deanna, a 39-year-old disc jockey and business owner in Chicago, has always wondered what Christopher Wallace, also known as Biggie Small, could have done if his career hadn't ended so suddenly. Using AI, he got his first taste of what that might sound like, and he was blown away. An artificial intelligence generated track featuring Biggie Small's voice rapping New York State of Mind, a song I really like, by the way, by Nas landed on social media. Its quality garnering rave reviews from fans. But it also sparked a debate. Did it represent a violation of the rapper's legacy? Just hearing him on something new is like uncovering something from a vault, and it is, said in an interview. But thinking deeper brought it back down to earth and made me realize that this isn't real. AI made this. So should AI be allowed to bring artists back to life for their broken-hearted fans? Artists like Amy Winehouse or Kurt Cobain or Tom Petty. I mean, people we've lost. And so many others who left us way too early and now launching new music from the grave. But should this be allowed? I have chills. I have to admit there's a side of me that really wants to hear that music. I need more Amy Winehouse. I need more Kurt Cobain, and Tom Petty left way too early for me. The idea of musicians becoming immortal through AI tools using their catalogs to inspire new music, maybe that's something that estates could do. Maybe people who represent the artist could do it. I mean, we need something to soothe our music fans and bring new audiences to previous work, don't we? Isn't that what selling the music catalogs is all about? I mean, after all, they're not always kept in-house, and a lot of the estates sell out the music artists to new publishing houses to republish. So if that's going on, it's not really that sacred. And I wonder if they had a division in each artist where they could have AI generated music where the artist could live on. It could be approved by the artist. Well, actually not the artist, but the artist representative. And it could have a separate kind of cataloging. Vancouver-born Grimes is actually in this to win it, rolling out a beta for her artificial intelligence concept, which she first outlined on social media in April 2023. Of course, it's hardly a secret that an avalanche of AI generated tracks from a multitude of extremely similar songs to an array of work made to sounds like Drake and debuted all kinds of different people, right? I mean, like, it's not just the ones you hear in the news. There's so many more. But Grimes is officially pushing forward with an AI project through which others can create music with her voice and pocket a piece of the resulting royalties in a 50-50 split. Grimes has made nearly 20 gigabytes worth of stems available through elf.tech, a touched upon plan that she dropped on her Instagram page and her Twitter of her near future projects and things that are going on and ways you can get involved. Needless to say, though, as a result of this, we still don't see people letting up on Grimes. I mean, it's really interesting to monitor the Grimes AI platform moving forward and if other people get into this, because if only because of the massive amounts of music that it seems poised to produce, but still ample takedown notices and firmly worded public statements have thus far failed to stem the tide of artificial intelligence releases all over the music universe. So despite the fact that she put the platform up, people are still releasing it in the way that they want and see fit. Navigating the inundation of AI-generated music content is a task, to say the least, as you can tell. But with AI-generated music set to enter the scene, the music industry needs better tools to navigate the sheer amount of content that is flooding the universe. And I think traditional methods of promoting and discovering music may not be enough to handle this influx. I really do think that a platform is going to come up, if not multiple platforms, that house AI music exclusively. It's going to be another Napster. The industry needs advanced tools that can sort through the vast amounts of music data and provide relevant insights to artists, listeners, and industry professionals alike, for sure. The question remains to you, though. How quickly can humans create the AI-generated tools needed to oversee and categorize the content? Can they do it as quickly as AI-generated music is being generated? With the advent of AI-generated music, the music industry is facing, no doubt, a new and exciting chapter. However, to navigate this new world, the industry needs advanced tools to keep and manage all of this content. AI is the key to unlocking this potential, as it is the nemesis, and its integration itself into the music industry will help artists in some ways, it will help listeners in some ways, and it will help industry professionals like myself in some ways. I already use a lot of AI-generated tools to sift through music for this show. By embracing AI as a tool and not a threat, the music industry can stay ahead of the curve, as it must, because it will exist anyway. As time has shown us, we can't really fight the things that are going down. We have to go with them and create a way for them to work in alignment with what we already have going on. This is a new era in music. It's a new era in innovation, ladies and gentlemen, and you have got to either get on board or continue to fight a losing battle. AI can't help with tasks such as music recommendations very well, but it can eventually curate content, and it can eventually compose music maybe that we do want to hear. By leveraging AI as a tool, the music industry can be at the forefront of the next wave of innovation. And songwriters can write better songs faster, as well as talented musicians express their passions a little bit more clearly, or maybe with some help. As you know, we've used AI tools like Avo, right? Auto-tune, all kinds of things. However they may seem so antiquated at this point. And there will be apps, if not already, that will help us even further create even better music and faster. As we know, there's a lot of thirsty fans out there, and we all want new music and we all want it fast. So, my question is to you, what side of this do you want to be on? Are you on the side of embracing it and going with the flow and finding a way to make it work? Or are you on the side of fighting it and hanging in there for those daily battles, of which you probably will lose, and it will get bigger and bigger and you will not be a part of it? I'm really asking here because I want to know. I'm curious because I'm on the fence. I'm always on the fence because it's always scary when things change. But I have seen over time, and even in what I do, that changes sometimes can be great. It all depends on what the humans do with them. This is Jacqueline Jax for the Daily Jax on AVA Live Radio. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share it with a friend and let me know out there on social media that you did. Tag us at AVA Live Radio and Jacqueline Jax. Enjoy your day.